Today we're uncovering what might be one of the biggest scams in disaster fundraising history.
Some of the biggest names in music, and we mean the biggest, are coming together to raise funds for wildfire relief.
How much did they raise? Well, according to reports, the FireAid concerts that were held earlier this year that featured a bunch of high-profile artists raised over $100 million.
The organisers of fundraiser concert FireAid say it's raised more than $100 million for LA fire relief.
It was just really important for us to sort of do our part in a small way to maybe one of the most important gigs I think that we've ever played.
One of the most important gigs Green Day's ever played. Except months later, fire victims are still left wondering, where the hell did all the money go?
The LA FireAid concert. Do you remember that? And some of you remember, I'm sure. Well, guess what? They raised $100 million and they haven't said where any of that money went. Think about that. $100 million raised for residents, community things, and funds that are supposed to help with Palisades. And there's no accounting or where the money went. They're not telling anyone. Is that? I mean, I haven't even had my coffee yet. What?
By the way, yes, for those wondering, that is Spencer Pratt. But he's asking the $100 million question, and I think I have an idea of where it all went. Let's start with the FireAid website. It says that the money is being distributed under the advisement of a nonprofit called the Annenberg Foundation. I then pulled up their IRS 990, and it turns out that the Annenberg Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, in this lovely office building. One massive red flag that I noticed right away is that only 33% of their annual expenses actually goes to charity. The rest goes to various overhead and administrative fees, namely executive compensation. For example, Executive Director Cynthia Kennard makes about $750,000 a year. She's actually close to pulling seven figures if you count bonuses and other compensation. Here is Cynthia, aka Cinny, with Gavin Newsom, strategizing about how to solve homelessness and other things. All I can say is this is one of those if you know situations. Anyway, just to put into perspective of what a good nonprofit financial allocation might look like, Doctors Without Borders spends nearly 90% of its money on actual programs and less than 1% on administrative costs. So the $100 million, where is it? Well, according to local journalists who are still out there doing real journalism, which is following the money, they found that the, quote, FireAid website names only 3 Palisades organizations that receive grants, among almost 120 organizations listed as receiving grants, none of whom are specific to the Pacific Palisades. The 3 they listed are Kehillat Israel, Chabad of Pacific Palisades, and Palisades Charter High School. Others have also tried to directly call the Annenberg Foundation to get answers. And according to reports, they were either put on hold, shuffled around to different extension numbers, and told to call back. In some cases, they were told that they would be getting a call back, but none came. Some were even directed to a mysterious man named Philip with no last name. He was never found, and no answers were ever given, which is crazy. As Rahm Emanuel once famously said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And for some people, a wildfire is the perfect opportunity to get paid. In this case, you raise $100 million. Then you pay yourself and your friends 70% in admin fees. Then you dish out the rest to other nonprofits who have their own administrative expenses, and poof, that is how $100 million just disappears. And this whole boondoggle gets called a tax-exempt nonprofit charity. All the while, the actual victims are still left picking up the ashes. My name is James Lee. This is the 5149 Show. Please like and subscribe for more stories that follow the money, expose the rot, and of course, show the receipts.
What would you rather do?
I want to be a nonprofit.
Oh, you want to be a nonprofit? There's a lot of nonprofit folks around the city. It's a pretty low effort job, I would say, to be a nonprofit. What kind of work would you want for your nonprofit? Didn't think that far.